The little boy only took one bite of the chicken drumstick, yet he never expected that it would change his entire life. The neighbor's older brother, whom grandma always looked after, while the adults were out working, took the younger brother to an abandoned well, and when no one was around, he directly pushed him in. Fortunately, there was no water in the well, and the younger brother only fainted from the fall. However, in order not to be discovered, the boy deliberately sealed the well's opening and pressed 2 stones on top. He then panicked and ran home, telling grandma that his brother had fallen into the river and been swept away. The old woman was instantly terrified. As soon as the father got home and heard the news, he rushed to the riverbank to look for his son, but just after they left, a strange grin appeared on the boy's face. The clueless father searched every corner of the riverbank, yet never found a trace of his son. What he didn't know was that his son had already been rescued by a passing tycoon. In order to find his son, the man searched every corner of the city daily and plastered missing person notices on the walls, because he firmly believed his son was still alive. 18 years later, the tycoon looked at the missing person notice in his hand and felt overwhelming guilt, because he had always known the man never gave up the search, yet he had hidden everything out of selfishness. So the tycoon decided to make it up to the father. That day, he called in his adopted son and assigned him to work in his hometown, hoping to give the biological father and son a chance to reconnect. But the man, having never found his son all these years, had adopted the neighbor's child and took him along to work, teaching him all of his skills. However, on this day, the factory leaders decided to promote an engineer with an annual salary of $5 million. The only workers with experience and skill were the man and his adopted son. Tempted by money, the adopted son made a shocking decision. He teamed up with the deputy factory director to set a trap for his foster father, and after the man fainted, created a fake contract. On the day of the selection, the adopted son indeed became the new engineer, but instead of feeling guilty, he held up the certificate and bragged arrogantly in front of his foster father. Seeing his attitude, the co-workers criticized him for being ungrateful and unworthy of the position. The foster father, unable to bear it any longer, finally stood up, furiously questioning why, after raising him and teaching him everything, is this how you repay your benefactor? But what the man never expected was that the adopted son's next words would completely break him.